We're doing so good. Off to a great start.
Off to just so good.
The text was at like 20 and I made it smaller because I was
I
like,
didn't put it at 20,
I think it was at like 15. I was exaggerating.
but I didn't put it at 15
Oh,
either.
okay. Because I was like, why is this text so large? And I made it smaller because it was overstimulating me.
No, I never go above 12.
It was at 15.
That was not me. That was the spooky Taylor ghost. Well, welcome back.
Welcome back.
To me, specifically.
To you specifically, welcome to 2024.
Welcome to, yeah.
Yeah.
To catch everyone up on my end.
Yeah, where have you been?
I went to India on a very traumatic trip. I say traumatic because I was just surrounded by the most toxic people.
Mm-hmm.
And this is a PSA for you to immediately just not give anyone attention. Anyone who's sucking your time up and your energy, leave that at the door and walk away immediately. Burn the bridge.
Yeah, burn every bridge. Every bridge that does not serve you and is not mutually beneficial,
burn it.
Burn it.
Yeah, absolutely.
We're leaving that energy in 2023.
Yeah.
We're not being used. We're not being scammed.
Scammed, especially if you feel in your gut you're being scammed, leave.
Yeah.
Run. So anyway, that is my piece of advice. I came back at the very beginning of January and missed out on so much. So much. So I got like glimpses here and there. But
yeah. Because so the last time we were in India last year, separately, TikTok worked. Because we were like, if you don't delete the app and you don't log off, TikTok still worked.
Correct.
But this time you went and it did not. And that was a jump scare.
It was a jump scare. It worked in the Singapore airport. So I was like, guess it'll work in India because Singapore and India are like the same thing. They're not. And I tried to refresh and it just wouldn't refresh. Yeah. So yeah, TikTok is officially banned in India and there are no hacks around it.
Yeah, unless you have a VPN and stuff. But
and I
we
didn't.
Don't got
Good
time
jump.
For that.
That was such a good job. That was like Jason Kelce clearing the 2 cans in the window.
So now that we're, 2 weeks? You're 2 weeks back.
Yeah.
How are you feeling now?
She was 3 weeks back now, I think. I was not doing well. I don't think I even listened to any Taylor on the trip. That's like how
she was unwell.
It was so bad.
She came back and like she had no life behind her eyes. Only just sadness.
It was hello sadness, darkness,
trauma.
My old friend.
So I was like, oh no.
Guys, it was so bad.
I let her be sad for 1 week?
Yeah.
1 week, and she was like, guys, I just like can't. And I'm like, get up, let's go.
Yes. And then we did like a whole bunch of stuff just outside. It was mainly for Shreya's like actual job that she has.
I just took her. It was bring your child to work day that day.
Absolutely was.
Any hoomst.
What
song? We're midweek, but like what song is describing your life right now?
Oh, describing my life?
Or are you feeling the most?
So the minute I got back from India, for some reason I just put Fearless on.
Okay.
On repeat.
Yeah, I feel like that's what you do whenever you're
and so right now I've been listening to Come In With the Rain a lot. I don't know why.
Okay.
That's not even it's very random.
Yeah.
But I just like it.
Okay.
I feel like Fearless is that album for me where I like don't want to think about anything and I don't want to have existential thoughts. I put Fearless on.
Yeah.
Because it's just like it's a vibe, but it's not like yelling at me.
Yeah.
It just is.
Understandable. This has nothing to do with my life right now, but I'm just listening to Tim McGraw.
I knew it. I was going to say, is it debut?
Because when you say Tim McGraw,
I
hope you think about me.
Tim McGraw is a solid song.
Yeah.
I recently came across an early demo of it on TikTok, and I was like, this is just wild.
I saw the video where she won an award for Tim McGraw at the CMTs, and she was just like, I just love my family and all my fans. And I was like, oh my Lord.
The country accent was thick, and actually, so when recently we got our vinyl, I put the CD on and my dad started laughing because he was like, why does she sound like that? And he didn't have a word to describe like what she was sounding like. And I said, oh, that's because that was like her country era.
Yeah.
That was like
it's just so different.
Yeah. And he was like, I thought she was from Pennsylvania.
Which is what's really funny about all of it. Yeah.
Couple of days, even days in Nashville, I feel like I would pick up some
I went to Round Top and I was already, my country accent came out.
That's so true.
So I spent one day in Round Top and my brother was like, why are you talking like that?
Why are you talking like that?
It's a denim jumpsuit on me with some cowboy boots and a hat. I'm ready to go. Okay, so I have a breakdown of everything that's happened since you've left and then up until this point. Okay. I know you've been back for a little bit, but we'll still just talk about everything.
Yes.
And see how it goes. So, and I have depression brain. So if I forget something or misspeak, don't correct me, but like, don't be annoying. So 12-17. I think you left when?
12-19.
Oh, you were here for this game.
I was not, I think.
No, you were here for this game.
Was I?
Where Scott Swift brought her cake.
Exhibit A of depression brain.
So it was her birthday. Then we had the Chiefs versus the Patriots game where she was wearing the little beanie with the little 87.
87, yes. Yeah. I do remember
Scott Swift was at this game. He brought her birthday cake there as well.
I remember it. I remember it.
And so really where we should start is Kelly Teller. This was, I think, when you were in Singapore.
Wow.
Kelly Teller was talking about, so we were all talking about the ring that Taylor had for her birthday.
Okay.
Stunning opal ring. And
the blue teardrop, something like that. Okay.
Like very large. Yeah.
Yeah.
She had that ring on and everyone was like, Travis gave her a ring. This is her engagement ring. And Dumois was talking about that.
Hold on. That would be such an ugly engagement ring.
No, 100%. Like,
not to be a hater, but I am a hater.
It's such a statement piece that like it's cute in moments, but like imagine wearing that every day as an engagement ring on your middle finger, like, or whatever, ring finger.
Okay, so the ring,
not an engagement ring, like you were saying. So Kelly was just like, I made this for my best friend. She was like, oh, this is like worthy of Elizabeth Taylor. Kelly goes, you are my Elizabeth Taylor. Which, makes sense.
Acceptable, valid.
Yeah. And that was after Tree also was like, what the heck, Dumois? Oh, so yes, I just feel like I hate Dumois, so this is not a...
Yeah, this is a Dumois hater account because why? Anyway, we're not going to get into that. But I did see the video of Taylor like showing it off at the kitchen table, and I remember seeing a vape in the back. And people were like, oh my God, Taylor vapes.
Yeah.
Let me tell you, if she was vaping like that, she would not be able to do 40 plus shows and have like even more scheduled.
Guys, she said she's not even drinking. Like, she wasn't even drinking during
the show. Yeah.
Like, there's no way. So that was that. Looked so good on her birthday, by the way.
Oh my God, the Cleo Pitty Pat dress.
Yes, we'll get to that again because she wore it on New Year's.
Yes. Yeah. But those dresses are very cute.
Stunning. Then 12:25, we have the Chiefs versus the Raiders game where the whole Swift family showed up. Okay. And Taylor is wearing a Santa hat with 87 on it, and it's a bigger 87.
Okay.
This is the game they lost. They lost this game. It was no bueno.
Oh, but it's the Raiders.
Yeah.
I had to do a 4th grade report. My 4th grade teacher in California was obsessed with football. Oh. And at this point, now that I look back on it, I don't think he was obsessed. I think he just watched football, but he made us do football like Sunday night reports due on Monday, and they were nothing serious, but I got assigned to the Raiders ones, and I had literally nothing to report because it was just loss after loss after loss.
Yeah. Well, and here, I'm going to make sure that they did lose. But here is the thing. What really bothers me is I always thought like, oh, that's so crazy because that they make them play games on holidays because then if they lose, like that holiday is ruined. Because as fans, that's how football fans have always been. Like with sports, it's like, oh, they lost, like my week is ruined, And
yikes.
I was talking about how, like, I hope they still all have a great Christmas because obviously the whole Swift family was down. And so was, I think Donna was there. And so I was just like, oh, hopefully they still are able to have a good time.
Yeah.
And it's like, it's different when you're an athlete. Like, when you're an athlete, like, you lose, honestly, sometimes more than the Raiders won, more than you win, and you can't let that affect your whole life. And
That's hard.
I just wish more fans were like that, is all I'm going to say, because my dad and my brother, like, games were lost and the whole week was ruined.
Really?
And then there's another game.
Yeah.
So like, then what?
Yeah. I mean, now that we're in the playoffs, I understand the pressure. I don't know what came into me last week. I was yelling, hooting, hollering. I was like, who am I?
Yeah. We'll get there. Don't worry.
Yeah.
So they lost that game. That was Christmas. And then we have the Chiefs versus Bengals game on New Year's Eve.
Okay.
And they won that game.
Okay.
They won that game, and then they went to the Mahomeses New Year's Eve party.
Okay.
That they threw, and that's when she was in the silver Cleo dress.
Petit pat.
Yes. And stunning.
I really like, you know what? Okay, not to bring reputation into everything we talk about, but if you go on the website, there is a dress that's like embellished, and it's like newspaper print. I'm saying, like, that would be a great, like, Easter egg.
Should you wear that for the next tour?
It's like $2,000.
Get on it. We have this Tavis like New Year's Eve celebration. Mama Kelce was there for that one as well.
Okay.
And it was very cute. They looked like they had a great time. And then there was a New York Times opinion piece written about queerness and Taylor.
Hearing vaguely about this.
Yeah. For me, I read it and I didn't really think twice about it. I was like, oh yeah, like, this is someone's perspective, and it's not saying that Taylor is queer. It's just talking about
interpreting
lyrics. I read it and I was like, oh yeah, like, it's written through like observing Taylor and her lyrics and her art through a queer lens, which, you know, queer people do. Just as straight people observe things through a straight lens. That's just how we perceive the world, is through our experiences.
Yeah.
And I didn't really think twice about it. I was like, cool article. It's the New York Times, like, whatever. And then CNN came out with an article that was like, Taylor Swift's associate dismayed by New York Times piece speculating her sexuality, invasive, untrue, and inappropriate. First of all, I found this to be very weird, because if Tree Payne wants to say something, Tree Payne takes to Twitter and says something, like she did with Dumas. So I just found that this was a way that people who were already homophobic in the fan base took it and ran with it and used this as like a homophobic agenda. And were like, look, you're speculating and Taylor Swift doesn't like this. And I first want to say there is nothing wrong with speculating if someone is queer, because there's nothing wrong with being queer.
Yeah.
And it took me a very long time to understand that.
Yeah.
Because it is not bad if someone is gay.
Yeah.
And saying that, oh, you're speculating on that, that's not cool, gives it a bad undertone.
Yeah.
And I think we've talked about, like, there's just been so, like, if you're gonna, it's not the same people that hold the energy for you shouldn't speculate on Taylor or Travis, or Taylor getting married to Travis, Taylor having children with Travis, that are saying you shouldn't speculate on her sexuality.
Yeah.
It's the people that are saying, can't wait till Taylor, they have met so many babies, can't wait till they're married, they're going to get engaged by May.
Yeah.
That are also like speculating her queerness is bad. And I think it's just important to keep in mind that, like, the way we live our lives is the way we also see the world, which is why it's important to work on, like, anti-racism and like all of these other things to bring intersectionality into it.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you're just seeing things through the life that you're living. And if you are a cis, straight, white person, then that is not the same view everyone else is going to have.
Yeah. So I was confused.
Yeah.
It just dawned on me that there were 2 articles.
Oh, okay. Yes.
I thought that the New York Times opinion piece was the one bashing people.
No.
Okay. So the New York Times
teams was talking just about, like, queerness and Taylor Swift.
Okay. So got it. And then CNN came out on top of that and said, like, this is bad.
Yes.
I think that's so dumb.
Yeah. I think it just perpetuated a lot of hate in like a society where like there is already like the Swiftie community in general is so like split in that in general. Like, and that's the thing. Once again, Taylor is a billionaire who does not care.
Yeah.
Because if she did, like Tree did, she'd be like, stop talking about miscarriages and a secret marriage that never happened. She does not care. All it does is perpetuate like homophobia within your own community, and it only hurts other people within the community.
Yeah. I feel like this is very Lavender Haze adjacent.
Yeah.
Like everything that happened in terms of like people dismissing queer Taylor Swift fans' experience and understanding of like how they view the lyrics.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, like, see, she said it's her word. Like, you shouldn't do that. And like people just took something that she said and ran with it. Obviously, Taylor Swift's associate seems very sus.
Yeah.
And that's like, who are you fooling?
Yeah.
Just say you're homophobic and move on. Like, why are you trying to hide behind her name? I also did see a lot of Instagram videos and reels about people saying like they're disappointed in Taylor not speaking up for her queer fans.
Yeah.
And I was like, but are we surprised? But
I do think that people just expect, like, as someone who, you know, we have a Taylor Swift account on multiple platforms, they just expect us to be so far up her whatever. And we're not. Like, I was not surprised. I'm not surprised. It's always I'm not surprised, I'm disappointed, but like I cannot dwell on this for my own mental health. Otherwise, like, this is my kind of safe place. And that's why I have a lot of creators blocked as well, because I'm like, I don't want to hear your homophobic takes because it hurts me personally.
Or your white feminist takes. Take that elsewhere.
It hurts.
Actually, don't take it anywhere.
Just keep it to yourself.
Be quiet and listen to intersectionality.
So that was that. Rewinding back a little bit though, back to New Year's.
Okay.
How do you feel that Reputation Stadium Tour isn't on Netflix anymore?
Okay, so interesting question, because I don't think I've processed it.
Oh, okay.
Reputation Stadium Tour has gotten me through pretty much I took 5 gap years, as we all know. I've said this many times this week, I feel like, so now I'm just saying it. I was out of school for 5 years, and I feel like that time especially was so uncertain. And Reputation Stadium Tour was always something that I could just throw on whenever I couldn't either had like executive dysfunction or like ADHD paralysis, or like I literally just couldn't get myself to do anything because I was depressed. And the fact that it has left, I weirdly feel okay about it.
Okay, wait. I think this is a perfect moment because I think we should talk about it.
Okay. Talk about, wait, what? Oh God, is it actually back?
No,
okay.
No. I'm just pulling a Jason Kelce here.
Oh.
I think we should talk about why you're probably a little bit more okay with it, because I don't think we have. I don't think the world knows yet.
Wait, why?
Why what?
That I'm okay with it. I'm like, enlighten me about myself.
Enlighten me. I think you took 5 gap years, and in these gap years, you like really leaned into something.
Mm-hmm.
And then as something has been pulled off, you also are on your last gap year.
I am. Oh my God, I didn't realize that.
Yeah.
Wow.
So maybe it's like you're moving forward. So it's like you don't necessarily need that to like scramble on and hold on to.
Oh my gosh.
Because
I no longer will be taking more gap years because I got into med school. New news. Wait, back up. I don't cry.
No, I'm already crying.
Wait, I didn't realize I was really just using Rep Stadium Tour as a crutch, and I don't need it anymore.
I should become a therapist.
No, you really should, because I did not realize that until literally just now.
Well, because when you said 5 gap years, I was like, oh. And
Yeah.
that's when it all clicked. That's why you're probably not as like, holy crap, where's my like, where is it?
I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm sad that it's not there. I'm like,
we'll find it.
We'll find, yeah. It's fine. But like, it is not. It's not that big of a deal anymore. Like I'm also, she's probably gonna put it on another streaming platform. Like we know that it's gonna come out again. But like,
a capitalistic queen.
Our capitalistic queen always comes through.
Yeah.
But I really, at first I thought I haven't processed it because of the trip to India. What do you have to say?
He said there is no war in Bossing Say.
I thought it was because I didn't have time to process it because I was in India at the time.
Yeah.
But I really just think it's because I'm okay without it.
Yeah.
Which is wild. I would throw that on. I would feel like minuscule amount of sadness creeping into my body, and I'd be like, Reputation Stadium tour.
Okay, but you know what's been really, why I was able to even connect those is because it's been really wild seeing you, especially because I feel like now that dance is over as well.
Yeah.
I've been able to see how you like process things a bit differently, and it's shockingly different. I don't know if you've noticed, but I've noticed, because you just allow yourself to like feel things also, but also I feel like it's not so doom.
Oh yeah.
Because there is you finally have achieved like what you have been working your whole life for. Yeah. And so you're like just allowing yourself to live instead of being like, I gotta avoid it. Can't do that. Can't do this. And so it's been really, really crazy to see as an outsider.
I didn't even, guys, what? I really...
Welcome to our therapy sessions.
I feel like Rep Stadium Tour for me was like, I don't know what's going to happen in the future, but at least I can control what I'm feeling right now. Again, it was literally just a crutch.
Well, and I also, not to mention, we've talked about this, you literally didn't go to the Rep Tour because of the MCAT.
Yes.
And now that like, I feel like it's just wrapping it up and putting a bow on it.
And sending it off.
Because honestly, I think Rep TV is going to come out before you even go to Med. Like, it's just going to be a whole thing.
Yeah.
And it's like, you get to actually enjoy this.
And I mean, the last time we were in the Rep era, I was beyond depressed.
Yeah.
Like, it was, I felt lonely. I was depressed, but I just like, I wasn't even in the right mental heads. If I had gotten those tickets, I wouldn't even have enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Because I wasn't in the right headspace. And now I've seen the Rep era 4 times and I've enjoyed it. I can tell you exactly what I felt in all 4 times.
Yeah.
And before, I would have just forgotten about it because of depression brain.
Yeah.
I still have depression brain, but like,
it's
not
different.
to that extent.
So that's a little mid update.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it is crazy. It's really cool to see.
Yeah.
It's, oh my God, I'm literally going to cry. I can't think about it too much.
Oh my gosh, wait, I just thought of something else. I mean, I know people have said this before, but the re-records are also so significant for people because it's like a grown-up version and like a healed version for Taylor and for her fans, especially ones that like were still alive when like Fearless was out.
Well, and I mean, I say it all the time. I didn't even expect to be alive now. So the fact that I'm alive to see like my favorite albums and artists do it again, and I actually think I'm going to live like for a while.
Yeah.
Like, that's wild.
I can't wait for debut to come out. It's gonna be so wholesome.
Well, and that's exactly why I'm so excited for Rep TV to come out, because it's knowing that it's coming out and you're going to med school. It's like, I am so emo about it because I'm just like, I can't handle this.
I don't even know.
Like, I just feel like we're gonna sob through. Like, it's gonna be like boom, boom, and we're gonna
be like, ah! It's sad twerking. It's the
sad twerking to like Ready For It.
It's that, you know, that moment between the second surprise song and Lavender Haze where you're like, and then it's just like,
Anywho.
Any hoops and hoozles.
Oh my god, are we gonna have a farewell episode?
No!
I'm gonna cry.
Stop.
Gonna cry.
Wait, hold on. No. We're not stopping this.
No, I know, but
in
like
med
an
school.
in-person farewell.
No, because I'll be coming back.
Okay, well, back to our updates.
Yeah.
So then we had on, I think it was 1/7.
Okay, January
we had
7th,
the Golden Globes, which
that was nuts.
That was insane.
Can I tell you? Okay, I have to confess something.
Okay.
On that day, I think I was pooping out my butthole.
Yes.
And vomiting.
Yep.
So here's the thing, and I realized this I think like a week or two ago, but my phone was on Instagram in between like pooping myself and just vomiting everything.
Yeah.
And it had refreshed to that green dress. I thought it was a fever dream.
Oh.
Because you had sent it that morning.
Yeah.
Like you were like, oh my God, I can't wait till you see it. And then I think you had sent like the TS tour tips thing. And in that moment, I was like, wow, this is crazy. Like I've never seen that before. And then I was like, but this looks so familiar. And I like couldn't place it for literally the longest time, and then realized I had seen it as it came out in the middle of the morning.
When you were so sick.
When I was super sick.
That's insane.
But I just didn't register it, so...
So yeah, I mean, so essentially what was happening on social media is like everyone thought that she was going to show up in a black dress.
Okay.
And people were freaking out. So when she showed up in this green, I think that because everyone expected black, they were still going reputation.
Yeah.
Let me tell you, no one can convince me otherwise, especially that green Taylor's wearing, along with Kelly Teller's dress, is just debut. Like, literally fight me on that. I don't care. It is, I will bring the album out and show you, like, they are the same exact
They're the
colors.
same. I completely agree. That I saw that, and even the texture, I know the texture is, like, kind of, like, glitzy, scaly kind of thing. Like, I get that. But I also do not believe that is reputation green.
And she wore green the next few days as well.
And that was more rep.
Yeah, definitely more rep. But I don't know what it means. I'm bad with Easter eggs, guys. But I just know there is no way in heck that was for rep. Like, she would have worn a darker green or red or black.
Also, were there any snake accessories? I don't think so.
It was all very like, she was just a cute little gal.
Yeah, I think that was
and
debut.
The butterflies on, absolutely not.
It was like sky blue. Her dress was sky blue, and then Taylor's was green.
Yeah,
which is literally the color scheme on the album cover.
And then the photo that Kelly posted had butterflies in the back, which her album has on it.
Yeah,
I don't have the CDs in there, but I have the album covers. So then. The green dress, the whole, the Joe Coy.
That whole night, who gave him permission to host that?
I get that people on the internet are very mad about these things, but sometimes being mad about things like this is still just giving like white feminism to me when there's so much happening in the world. So like as much as feminism is so important, like I think the intersectionality of feminism is very important, and to only be mad about it when it's a white woman, a white billionaire woman, just it doesn't. That's
weird.
why I'm like, people were like, were you not mad about that? And I was like, no, I was. I literally talked about it.
It was like a hard eye roll moment for me.
Yeah.
And then did you see the whole like when he backtracked and he was like tried to explain his joke? I don't even know what that man was trying to explain, but I was like, move on. Like it's not. We know what you meant.
Yeah.
We know that this is just.
Yeah.
Whatever, like predictable, you know?
It's just like, I wonder when a woman can just show up to something and her boyfriend not be mentioned.
Yeah.
Like, that'd be nice. Or like she's literally there because something she worked on was nominated for a freaking Golden Globe, which like huge thing to be nominated for.
Yeah.
And here we are talking about the NFL and Travis Kelce, who has nothing to do with anything. He wasn't even there.
No.
Like, it's so wild to me. Anyways, so that was that.
Yeah.
And then that weekend on 1/13, the Chiefs played the Dolphins.
I was there for that.
You were there for that. This is when you had come back.
This was my attempt to get over my jet lag, I think.
It was so bad, guys.
I was like nodding.
Truly, I have a video. I will post it. She just looks like dead on the couch. But the Chiefs won. It was freezing cold. It was the top 4 of the coldest games in the NFL. And this is when she wore the jacket with the big 87 that Kristen Jusiak, I think is how you pronounce her last name, made stunning. I am so glad this woman is getting the credit that she deserves.
Did she also make Simone Biles's?
I don't know about Simone Biles.
It was the same type?
Yeah. She made Britney's, and then she also made Taylor Lautner's.
Okay.
And then she made Sophia Colpo's corset and like hand glove situation. So talented. People. Also love her, I believe, boyfriend. I don't think they're married. Love how supportive her boyfriend who plays for the 49ers is, because he's just screaming from the rooftop about how proud of her he is. And that's the energy we hold for men just dating really badass women. And so that was a win. And that was the first game of the playoffs.
Oh, it was?
Yes.
Okay, so the Bills was the second game?
The Bills was the second game.
How many playoff games are there in all?
So now there's this third one. First game was the wild card game.
Okay.
And then the second game, it was the Bills.
Okay.
The semifinals. And now this will be the finals for both conferences.
Okay.
There's the AFC and the NFC. So this will be the finals game.
Okay.
Happening on Sunday. And
that's Ravens versus
Chiefs, and 49ers versus Dolphins.
Dolphins?
We're going to backtrack this. So this weekend, we have the finals.
Yes.
And it's the 49ers versus the Lions.
Yes.
Detroit Lions.
Okay.
Yeah. And whoever wins that goes into the Super Bowl.
Gosh.
Yeah. It's crazy that it's almost over, but I'm very excited.
Can I just say, this has been so exciting to witness. Like, I know I came into it very late.
Yeah.
But I'm still glad that I was able to kind of start from the beginning of the season.
Yeah.
Because it really does, like, it really hypes you up. Every week you're like, oh my gosh, who's next? Who's next? And like, just seeing the different, I guess, like, strengths that each team that they play with, like, now I can kind of pick up on that stuff and be like, okay, apparently, like, the Ravens defense is like really good. And so they were talking about that, I think, on their podcast or something. And they were like, oh, we'll see what we're up against. I'm like, okay, now I know what to look for on Sunday.
It's also really cool being able to like hear the podcast after the games and like their thoughts and just like knowing what we're expecting for the next game and like how they played the previous week, I think is a really cool aspect because not every player and every team has a podcast. So it's just really cool to see that.
And not every player on every team should have a podcast.
Kelce brothers are on a different level, guys. Don't go try that. Us with our podcast with 2 views. But unfortunately, the Eagles did lose. And
that was sad.
ESPN, NFL, I have beef with you because the fact that you reported Jason Kelce's retirement and he hasn't even officially announced it.
I was so confused.
They did the same thing with Tom Brady, and Tom Brady came back just to spite the comment because he was like, I'm not retiring. Like, I want autonomy over my announcement.
As a person
Tom Brady is different than Jason Kelce, but I'm upset with you for taking that away from Jason.
Get him.
So pissed about that. Sad that Jason and the Eagles lost.
Really sad.
Especially because they were doing so well at the beginning. Like, that's almost unheard of in seasons when you have 11 wins and then you have 6 losses in a row.
Yeah.
That is so rough.
Well, okay, was there a new coach change or something? No. Then what are people saying on the internet about, like, oh my God, that coach like ruined it all or something?
Oh, maybe the defense coordinator or like the offense coordinator. The main coach hasn't changed, but I think also people are like pissed with Sirianni. I don't know. The Eagles, they have a really strong fan base and people are very upset. But a little upside to the loss.
We got to see Jason Kelce shirtless and drunk out of his mind at this last game. I can't tell you.
It was honestly, this game was so insane. And also, like, I went into this game like I wanted the Chiefs to destroy the Bills.
Yeah.
Just because of like the disgusting stuff that some of the Bills fans were doing and saying.
I saw a lot of comments like throughout the like leading up to the game,
and I just told her today like what somebody was yelling at Travis, and it just so disgusting, so uncalled for, and also like Taylor, you are not playing Taylor Swift, and I just like I really want to know like even like for me like honestly any relationship ever, like if you go up even to you just between the two of us, if someone comes up to you and is like Shreya's a piece of shit and like blah blah blah, you're like watch us succeed, like watch us do better.
I think the best take on the whole like attitude perception of the other team is best demonstrated by if you watch the New Heights podcast or watch/listen to the New Heights podcast. The entire episode, like every time Jason asked Travis, like, what did you think about whatever, like, how was it on the field? He was like, all love, dude. Like, you can trash talk me all you want, but like, whatever, I'm here to play. Why can't people be more mature like that is just my question.
And just like the fact that they were saying all this disgusting stuff and they could hear them.
Yeah.
But like, it just goes to show you like the difference in players. Also, I haven't talked about this yet, but I don't know if you've seen the Ravens coach.
No, I have not.
Because we even said, we were like, karma. Like, this is literally, don't be dumb.
Yeah.
Like, say what you want about the Chiefs and like all of that. Like, I get trash talk. Like, I trash talk with football all the time. I get that it's part of the culture, but like, it's so different. Like saying there's a line. And the Ravens coach I think he has a couple daughters. And he was like, oh yeah, like I have Taylor Swift songs. Someone was like really digging. And he was like, oh yeah, I have some Taylor Swift songs on my like playlist. And they go, oh, are you going to delete them this week? He was like, no. Why?
Because it's not about Taylor Swift.
Yeah. And like the Ravens coach was just like, what do you mean? Like he was just so like, why are we talking? He even said, why are we talking about this?
A good question to ask.
And then of course he was like, oh, of course that reporter would ask that question because like that's what they're known for or whatever. And I was just like, that's so, and also like respect to the Ravens.
Anyway,
what were we talking about?
Trash talk.
Oh yes. And the Ravens coach was just like, no, why do we care? And I heard that the Bills stadium was playing like Kanye West.
How original.
1975.
Think of something better.
John Mayer, and like then they turned the water off, the hot water off.
I did
after.
Hear, yeah.
And I was like, how petty do you have to be? Like, welcome to, this is why you lost. Which is sad. I mean, honestly, Josh Allen and like the team deserves better.
He was running.
Yeah, he played a good
game.
Dude
ran.
Yeah. And then in between all of this, Taylor was, I want to know, do we know what the inside of the recording studio, what's the studio called?
Electric Lady Studios. And but yeah, she was at Electric Lady Studios a lot.
Yes.
Yeah.
She was at our ADHD. She was at Electric Lady Studios a lot. And I just want to know, like, what is the vibe in there? Like, is it a whole house? Ooh. Like, because they just spend so much time. And sometimes she's leaving the studio at like 4 a.m. So I'm like, obviously you're recording, but like, there has to be a kitchen. And it has to be stocked.
I'm sure it's like decked out.
Like a game room. Yeah. Like it has to be so insane. So I always just wonder what it looks like every time she goes in there.
I wonder if it's open for like just like normal people to walk in.
I don't think so. Yes. Maybe one day we can. Maybe I don't know in what capacity we would, but we can rent out and see what's going on in Electric Lady Studio.
Iconic people have made music there.
Yeah.
So it is really cool to see her go into that studio multiple times. I'm like, what is
all the time? She's in there all the time.
At this point, it's either TS11 with like 4 sides to it, you know, like side A, side B, side C, side D.
I think TS11, 12, and 13 are done. Like she's out there like recording 15 and onwards.
She's like, actually, the next tour is just going to be the Eras tour, but like part 2 of the next
You know what I could also see her doing is her just busting out all these albums and disappearing. Like she disappears and then every like year she just drops a new album, but like nowhere to be seen.
Interesting. Okay, but do you really think that? Because I do think she likes the spot. Not
No, 100%. She is a mirrorball.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think this is her last tour because she said many, many times
No.
this is not her last tour.
But I do, it would be so funny if she has like the next set of eras like already planned. 100%. And the next tour is just the era. The only tour that she has from now on is just like the eras tour.
Yeah.
But like,
I could see it. Because how many times are you gonna, like, how much do you need to go in there?
Yeah, I don't know.
Especially if the re-records are already re-recorded.
What if she scrapped Reputation and started over?
I hope she did.
I hope she did too.
I will die on the hill if I hope she's re-recording Reputation.
Reputation's re-record.
Yeah.
I am a Reputation surprise song hater. Yeah. Except the last couple.
Yeah.
King of My Heart, chef's kiss.
Yeah.
But like, Call It What You Want, call it what you want.
Yeah, so angry. Angry version? No, not here.
That was so aggressive.
So aggressive. Like, absolutely one of my favorite songs ever. And I was like, oh my God, we've got issues.
Yeah. What if that's where she has like her therapy? I mean, I know like recording is her therapy, but like legit, that's like where she goes and sees her therapist.
Yeah.
What if it's a secret lair? Like I'm getting out of hand. Anyways, we're moving on.
Forward. Went to the studio multiple times. And then everyone's profile pictures started to turn black and white. Some of them were already black and white, but Travis turned his. Mm-hmm. Kelly turned. I think Travis and Kelly were the big two.
Yeah.
That people were like, wait, what? And then Taylor Lautner did as well, or he might have already been.
But Ryan Reynolds, I don't know. I might.
It's just it's a very long list. So that we're like, okay, so Reputation is like coming up.
Yeah.
And then something I do want to talk about that we've already talked about is G-Flip's cover of Cruel Summer. I
so good.
Love it so much. It's just so good. And the fact that Taylor liked it. And
even though it's nowhere to be seen now, like it's been scrubbed.
I can't see it on my Instagram, but you can see it. Like Ray can see it and other people can see it. And Dana can see it on her phone too.
I can't see it on my phone.
I know. It's really weird. I don't understand Instagram likes, but I'm also not out here like tracking likes, you know? And so I am just so obsessed with their cover. And they just did such a phenomenal job. And the fact that it got approved by Taylor's team to be put out on Spotify with such a quick turnaround, or like they already knew about it, whatever it was. But I just think the fact that G-Flip is not only queer, but is non-binary and has taken on this, like, Cruel Summer is such a, also, like I said, queer people interpret that in their own lens.
Yeah.
It is so iconic in a queer way. And then G-Flip took it and made it exactly that.
Yeah.
Also, there's not a lot of songs as queer people where you can hear someone singing from a woman love woman perspective.
Yeah.
So it's just, I'm obsessed with it. I think it's so good.
It's also different than the other Cruel Summer covers that I've heard, because if you listen to, I mean, obviously the melody is like pretty much the same.
Yeah.
It is a little bit different because I think G-Flip's voice is so unique. But the instrumental in the back is kind of different. It's different.
And G-Flip is known for that. Like they are known for, they are a phenomenal drummer.
Yes,
like
they were drumming and singing, and it is so hard to do that.
It just was so good. And I just love what they did with the song.
I love talent. I love seeing talented people do their thing, like in their element.
Well, because I think that's the thing about art, right? People were like, oh, there's already, like, why can't they create their own music? They do. They have their own music. But I think it's really cool because I am not an artist, but I think how artists see that their art is, the art is yours until you put it out into the world. And then it is whoever's that takes it and takes it the way that they
want to take it.
And the fact that someone that talented can take that art that is already so good and turn it into something that means so much to them and a whole community is so cool to see.
Yeah. I genuinely have, yeah, it makes 100%
Okay,
sense. I genuinely have not listened to a cover that much since I heard the Acoustic Me cover. That was the last cover that I was like, I'm gonna listen to this all the time. And then this cover came out, and genuinely, like, sometimes I'll even the live version from the LA night 1 or 3 or whatever, I'm like, no, I want to listen to G Flip's cover.
It's the drumming.
But there's like a violin in the back too. I'm like, what's going on?
Are just so good.
So good.
So good. And I hope that they cover a few, as a Swiftie, I hope that they cover a few more Taylor songs from like a woman love woman perspective.
I hope they also open for Taylor in Australia, because
one can hope.
Oh my God, I would lose it.
That would be so iconic. And then, I mean, we already talked about it, but just like all the hate Taylor gets being at the games, which is like,
it's so funny.
It's honestly, it's hilarious.
It's like your safe space. Yours and like all the Chad Brads and dads, like their safe space, which is football, which I'm just like, if football is your only safe space, let's find some new hobbies.
But also, if a safe space is a space that you are gatekeeping, that's weird.
Or feel threatened by the addition of people who are also starting to like your safe
space. There's been so many dads specifically who are like, I'm so emotional because my daughter will sit down with me and watch games and ask questions. And like, I get it. Like, as a dad who like really loves football, you want your kids to kind of be like, you want something to bond over.
Yeah.
And the fact that it can't be football for everybody, like, I get that every girl and every boy isn't going to be interested in football, but the fact that like this is bringing like dads and daughters together and giving them something to talk about, like that is the only energy that should be upkept. Or like, this is something else that you and your partner can do together. Or like Tanya was talking about how Robbie will watch football all Sunday, and she used to get so annoyed. And now Robbie will be like, hey babe, Travis just made a play, I think they're about to show Taylor, and she'll come running in to see. And she's like, I just don't get as annoyed with him watching football all day, because it's now something we can do together, and that I'm starting to learn and appreciate as well. And like and that's exactly what the NFL is doing. They're rebranding because it's been known to be such a toxic place. And they want more female viewership because it has been such a female ostracizing and place. But like, it just
takes one thing for people to become interested in something. And again, like I always say, if you like something, if you genuinely like something, you should be happy to share it with other people, not feel threatened. Like, honestly, evaluate your relationship to football if you feel threatened by more people watching it and giving into the viewership.
This was, I think, 50 million people watched the Chiefs versus Bills game, which is like one of the highest viewed games ever.
Wow.
Which is absolutely insane. That was a rundown of everything that has happened. It's just so crazy because this time last year, we were seeing Taylor barely.
And that's what I always like. I genuinely think she did like the spotlight, but like rep followed by COVID really just kind of maybe put her in like a more comfortable zone of just like stepping back. But then like Bejeweled says, she's like, no, actually I'm going out tonight. Like,
she's like, wait, I actually like doing this. And I think she's in a better space mentally as well. To where she's like, oh, I can't, like, I don't care anymore. And that's good for her. Great place to be. Besides that, it is a new year, like we said. What are the top 3 things you are excited for in your personal life, and the top 3 things you are excited for in the Taylor
cinematic universe?
Okay.
I personally, obviously, am excited about going to medical school. That is going to be sort of great, or maybe not. You know, I don't know. No, it will be great. It will be great. I'm going to be on an island in a beach. On a beach.
My motto for this year is manifestation without limitation. And I kid you not, Tapas, every goddamn thing this woman says is a limitation, okay? She'll be like, this is going to be really great. And I'm like, are you joking me? Because I've really realized that the things we say and the things we say about anything are coming
They come true.
true.
Yeah.
So of course when we say bad things, they're also coming true.
My mom was right. She said the same thing growing up, and I was like, no. And then I'd say something silly like, I want cake. See, I didn't get cake. Because she'd be like, whatever you say comes true. I was a little menace as a child, listen. But the sentiment of what she was saying is true. No, jokes aside.
Med school's going to be a good time. Yes. You are very well prepared, and you are incredibly intelligent, and you have a great support system.
That's my main thing. I feel like above everything, I really am grateful for such a good support system.
Yeah.
I feel like I know myself a little bit more, so I can also ask my support system for the help that I need.
Are we going to get like day in the life in med school as a Swiftie? Like just you listening to like...
Best believe I will be listening to Taylor all the time, because what got me through the past 26 years, I mean, not 26 years, but you know, I am very excited to see what kind of relationship my school takes to Taylor Swift's music.
Yeah.
That'll be interesting. I am very excited for that. I'm also very excited for, honestly, lollygagging until July starts.
I love that for you.
I painted a frog. I mean, I didn't paint a frog. I drew a frog. I'm going to paint it. I cannot tell you guys how excited I am about my gouache paints. But I have plans for my gouache paints. I want to listen to Taylor's lyrics and like grab colors that come out of her lyrics, like flamingo pink.
Yeah.
Or like, you know, whatever. And just like do something with it. Just like,
wait, do you want to create something and then paint this wall Taylor themed?
Oh my God, that would be so cool.
Like you could, this could be like a little Taylor corner.
Like a little,
and like paint whatever you want. The wall is your canvas.
That's my third thing that I'm excited for now.
Amazing.
What are you excited for in your personal life?
I am very, very excited for your white coat ceremony. But I'm very excited for the ceremony. I'm just very excited for you to go to med school.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, it's very bittersweet for us.
But I'm not leaving, so like it's not bittersweet.
I mean, you are leaving. Literally moving like 4 hours away. As someone who is at our house all the time,
it's gonna be so sad.
It's gonna be so sad. So I'm not gonna think about that. But I'm very excited because it's just really cool to see like your friends who have worked so hard and be so good at what they do actually like see their dreams come true. It's just very exciting.
It makes me so, I don't know.
It's just so exciting. I am excited for also me, just my whole life apparently revolves around you. Are we body doubling or are we codependent? I'm also very excited for you to be kind of just vibing for the next few months, because I'm excited for you to just come along with me to like my house tours and like all of that. I personally am going like full send with my real estate.
I say there was this like switch that I saw on your like Instagram, TikTok, like just feed where it was just like content. And I was like, she's revving up. She's doing it.
It's been very weird because I feel like I've worked... It's like people are always, and I feel like I'm seeing it a lot more of people are saying like right before you like really just take off, like it's really frustrating and it's really like, oh, like when is this going to work? Because you're working so hard and it doesn't feel like anything is happening.
Yeah.
But like I can slowly see things that I'm like working towards actually happen. And so like I'm just excited for that.
Yeah.
And I'm excited to just see like who I get to work with and help out this year client wise. And then I'm excited to just live life happily without like caring as much. Like I'm ready to like let go of a lot of things and just live my life for me after like 28 years of living for everybody else. And I'm working on it in therapy, but it's going to happen this year. I know it.
It's going to be great. And I feel like when you say that sentence out loud, like, I'm just happy to be living to live. People who have not gone through what you've gone through don't understand what a grand statement that is.
Yes.
Because it is not easy to live for yourself when you've been through everything that you've been through.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna cry.
Don't cry.
But I am so proud of you.
No, stop. You can't cry.
Because
it's
what
so insane.
Yeah. Like, what a statement. Could you have, like, even a year ago, would you have been like, I'm just gonna, that's my goal, like, just to live?
Just to like live.
It just makes me,
like, it's so, when you haven't wanted to live like forever.
Yeah.
It's so wild to even say I just want to live, because you're right. When I say that to other people, they'll be like, what do you mean?
Yeah.
But I'm like, as someone who's just had so much shit go on and has just at every moment been like, it's okay, I just need to live for 3 more months and then I'll be gone, like off the earth.
Yeah.
Like, so I don't have to worry about it long term.
Yeah.
And like, now I'm stressed about problems because I have to worry about them long term.
Long term, yeah.
Like, what a privilege.
Yeah, no, truly.
It is to say that.
It's just a great milestone to be at, finally.
When I was buying my house 2 years ago, I was in like a little bit of credit card debt and I was just very stressed out. But I was like, I'm not even going to make it to when I buy my house. So I was very much like, I'm not even going to live that long. So I'm not going to be stressed about this. It's fine. And now it's like, okay, so I got let go from my job. Yeah. I am stressed. I have mortgage payment and I am stressed about these things, but I can see past that because I'm like, there will come a time where I won't be stressed about that and things will get better.
And I know there's definitely other people who may still be in that era.
Yes. And I just want to say, as someone who didn't think that they would make it to even their mid-20s, it gets better. Like, life in general is still hard.
Yeah.
But like, mentally, things are just more manageable and life is just more manageable. And I just wish I had someone's journey to follow when I was younger. Mm-hmm. I just wish someone at 17 would tell me where I'm at now.
Yeah.
And be like, this is what your life is like. And I mean, I wouldn't believe you.
Yeah.
But also I'd be like, okay, like I have something. Like, I'll make it.
Yeah.
And not making it in any type of way but living.
But living. That's it. Yeah.
Even like for you, like 2 years ago, if I was like, you will get into, like, obviously you hope that you get into med school and stuff, but forget 2 years ago. God, you in August.
Me in August was something else.
To yeet her off the Monterey Bay cliff. She was so feral.
I feel like there comes a point where you just cannot take it anymore.
That's what I'm saying. The frustration before the success.
And no one prepares you for when you actually break through and the complete silence that you have after that in your head. You're like, there are no voices. The voices, they're not there. Yeah. People don't talk about it because I get it. Like, most people I feel like are in their trying to breakthrough era. Yeah. And so when you finally break through, I feel like people tend to forget very quickly the amount of time and effort and, you know, but that's something that I'm processing now. And I'm sure TS11 needs to drop so I can get some new content for like,
because we know it'll be relatable.
Yeah.
No matter what.
Right now, it's just, whenever I feel those kinds of feelings, I just put on You're On Your Own, Kid.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, that's the closest I can get.
Yeah. You worked hard and you made it.
Part 1. We still have to make it multiple times after this.
Yeah.
But it'll be better.
Yeah. The challenges get less challenging and there's different challenges that come up. But wanting to live through that should be celebrated.
Yeah.
Anyways, welcome to 2024. We are so excited for this year. It's going to be so crazy.
Every month is going to just be bus, club, success,
just new things. It's going to be amazing. I'm very excited. I'm happy to have you back.
I'm happy to have everyone else back here too. It was really hard.
Yeah. I'm very happy to have you back. And we will be back next week with a special episode to talk about Tokyo and the tour.
Restarting. It's just going to be a good year. I'm very excited for all the lessons we have to learn and all the things that we're going to live through.
Mm-hmm. It's going to be good. Bye.